Welcome to the Bowel Chronicles, where we dive deep into the world of bowel health. I'm your host, Mikey, and on this podcast we have raw and candid conversations with individuals facing various bowel conditions and illnesses. Through personal stories and shared experiences, we illuminate resilience and courage in the face of adversity. Be reminded that each story is personal and unique. These conversations are not to be taken as medical advice or to replace guidance from a doctor or healthcare provider. Our aim is to inspire and empower through these amazing stories, amplifying voices often unheard. So join us as we embark on this journey together. Sit back, listen, and be inspired. Enjoy the episode. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Bowel Chronicles. I'm your host, Nikki Kilpatrick, and today we're joined by 30-year-old Mikey from Harrogate. Welcome, Mikey. It's good to finally get you in my diary and do this podcast.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
I don't know how long that name's been on my notice board with a line under it. We will do this one day.
Yeah.
But it's so good to have you share your story with us today, Mikey.
You.
I know we've been chatting there behind the scenes. Your story is one of inflammatory bowel disease, ulcerative colitis. And I know you said you kind of feel like one of the more fortunate people, whereas our bowel community have people out there who've been through multiple surgeries and whatnot. And you're like, well, I just got really unwell for a short period of time, got some surgery and got better again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you had surgery this year?
This year, yeah, 7th of Feb.
7th of February this year
Yeah.
to have an ileostomy
Yeah.
surgery. Was that emergency surgery?
Yeah, so kind of got to a point where I'd lost too much weight. They kind of said it's getting to the point where the infliximab just wasn't working. I had loads of other sort of things that they were giving me, and they just said, no, right, it's time to take it out. And then
Right, let's go back a step here. You've been on infliximab, but you'd only been diagnosed 8 weeks before your surgery.
Yeah.
Take us back. 8 weeks before surgery, how were you diagnosed? What was happening? What was going on?
So on Boxing Day, I kind of woke up feeling really unwell, like I had a stomach ache, and then I was just constantly on the toilet, up and down. And at first, I was like blaming my mum for something she cooked on Christmas Day.
Okay, right.
And then I was blaming everybody. It's like, Dad, you've poisoned me with something. What have you given me? And then
Was it like diarrhea?
yeah, just constantly on the toilet with diarrhea. Yeah, and at first there was no blood. There was nothing too out of the ordinary. We just thought probably drank a little bit too much over the Christmas period.
Mm-hmm.
Slow it down a touch, and then it came to about a week later. I'd already been speaking to the GP, and they'd said, no, you've probably just got sickness and diarrhea, like D&D. And I was kind of like, no, this doesn't feel like that. I'm in a lot of pain.
Okay.
I've had D&V before. This is not that. So I just said, I need to go in. And actually, my mum said, you need to go into hospital. So went in, had loads of tests. I had an endoscopy, got sort of loads of tests done. And they said, yeah, your bloods seem okay. We'll give you some steroids, send you home. So I went home, spent a week at home, and they said, sort of, I'm still not right. I lost about 5 kilos that week because I wasn't getting out of bed. I just felt so ill. Wasn't eating anything. And I said, right, I'll go back to the GP. Went into the GP, and literally as I got there, the results came back from the biopsy from my endoscopy. Okay. And they said, you need to go back to hospital now. You've got ulcerative colitis and it's not looking good. So off went straight back to hospital, and then I started up a 7 weeks in hospital then. So I went from 77 kilos, and within them 7 weeks, or 8 weeks really, I went down to 53 kilos. So I just absolutely lost everything I had. I had no energy. I was literally skin and bone. And then I had doctors coming in, so gastro doctors, consultants, and then I had the surgeon was sort of peeking in every now and then, seeing how I was getting on. And I was going through infliximab, so I'd had one dose of infliximab the week before the surgery, and then on a Tuesday, and then the Tuesday before my surgery, they gave me a double, like another hit,
Right.
where they'd normally spread them out a little bit further. So I had that, and it made me feel good for like a day. It put me on top of the world for a day, and I was like, I can go home, I'll go out for a walk with the lads, like I'll just have something to eat. And they actually let me come home for a bit of respite. And I spent 2 hours at home. I was like, no, take me back to hospital right now. I'm not well. So on the Thursday, went back up to the hospital, and it got to about 8:30 at night, and my mum was sat with me. And I just said, take it out. Like, it's got to come out. So me and my mum just sat there, and I just explained to her, like, I think it's time now. It needs to come out. And I had a little cry. And the next morning, my mum had actually gone to work, and my sister had come in to see me. And the doctors walked in, about 5 of them walked in at the same time. And I literally just said it out loud. I was like, right, take it out. I'm done with it now. Take it out of me. And my sister looked at me in shock because I'd not had time to tell her that what I was doing. And she said, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for this. Coming in this morning. So she ran off, rang mum. Mum came back. My brother was on the way back from Mexico. My sister flew back from Cyprus. And then my other sister came in. And then, yeah, they just, I told them at 10:30 in the morning, and I was sent into surgery at 1:30. So it was a quick turnaround. I didn't think it was going to be that quick, to be honest, but I was just thrown into gowns and sent down the road.
Did you know what a stoma was, Mikey?
Not particularly. Not really. Apart from, it was the one thing I didn't want, because when I was in hospital, I was in a room of quite old gentlemen, and they all had a stoma of some sort. And every night, without fail, all I'd hear is, flipping heck, not again. And they'd obviously had a leakage or something had gone wrong. I was like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, I don't want to have trouble sleeping and all the other problems. But then it sort of got to a point where I wasn't sleeping at all anyway, because I was in so much pain. They were double dosing me with morphine. I was just,
God,
I
you
was kind of
lost
just,
body weight. You just weren't.
yeah, I just thought, just get it out. Just take it out of me, and we'll deal with whatever's next as it comes. So, yeah, sent me off to, well, all my family turned up just before I'd gone to surgery, and each one of them came in. So I've got three sisters and a brother. So my three sisters came in, and we were having a little cry with each one of them. And my brother then walked in, and he walked in with tears in his eyes. And I just looked at him and said, don't you start. I've had it with the girls. I can't be bothered with you now. And we had a little bit of a laugh, a little bit of a joke. And yeah, off I went, sent me away, and woke up. And yes, it took me a while to come back round. But once I'd gone back to my sort of hospital bed, all my family were there. So it was quite nice.
Yeah.
And it was the struggle after. Like, I thought I'd had so many drugs whilst
Mm-hmm.
going through hospital, and then obviously they give you the certain drugs for when you wake up. I wasn't in any pain. I felt on top of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then I woke up in the morning just not in a good way.
Yeah.
And it took about 2 or 3 days for me to sort of start getting a little bit better, start feeling back on top of the world a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then all I wanted was to go home. I was like, just send me home. All I want to do is go home. Um, I spent 7 days in hospital
Okay.
and then managed to get back home, just recover at home, which was,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as I left that hospital, hit fresh air, I was like, oh,
Yeah. What
I'm
was it
out.
like seeing your stoma for the first time?
Um,
With that realization of there's a bag attached to me now. I look different.
yeah, so I don't think I kind of looked at it for the first day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I had sort of healthcare assistants coming in, nurses, stoma nurses coming in, and they were in for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just looked away, didn't really feel like looking at it at the time. And luckily, my mum's a nurse, my sister's also a nurse, and my other sister works in healthcare as well. So I was quite lucky in that they were also there to help me through doing everything that I needed for the first week or so. Um, but I sort of ignored it for the first couple of days, and then I just came to the realization of this is going to be my life now. You're going to have to get used to it. Just crack on. So when the stoma nurses came in, you sort of like, right, just show me how to do it, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
Show
Or in a
me,
lockdown.
and I'll crack on. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I think otherwise, I didn't. I wanted to look at it as a positive because I did feel better at that point, and I knew that I was getting better. So I just said to them like, "Show me how to do it, and I'll crack on." And within a few days, they were like, "Yeah, he's all good. He can do it himself."
Mm-hmm.
And they're amazing. Like my two stoma nurses were just incredible. They just come in for a chat and be like, "You all right?" No, but once we've had this chat, I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
Um,
100%. Yeah.
and yeah, we'd have really nice chats about it. One of my stoma nurses did actually have a stoma before, so she was like, "You can do this, you can do that," and it was just nice to know that. Well, you look fine, but at some point I'm going to get back up and going.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I had that, and then on my last day in hospital, the stoma nurses came in to just sort of check up on me, see how I was getting on. And I stood up too quick to change my stoma back. And I was halfway through changing it. I was like, get me the chair quick. And I just passed out.
All right. Okay.
So I came back round and my stoma was like, my bag was back on. She was like, don't worry about it. I sorted it out for you. I was like, thanks.
The stoma fairies and things.
Yeah, so then they tried keeping me in hospital for a little bit longer, or they did until the evening, until my sort of blood sugar level spiked back up and I was all fine. But yeah, it was just one of them things I had to look at in a positive, that I wasn't in complete agony and wasn't on the toilet 25 times a day.
Well, yeah. So, and you were so pearly beforehand. I mean, like you practically lost half your body weight because it was just been killing you inside, is what it was doing to you.
Yeah.
Um, Once you'd had the surgery done, was it almost like I know you were in pain after the surgery from the surgery pain, but was it almost like it's gone? It was a different type of pain, or
Yeah, so I had no stomach pain at all.
okay.
And then, or sort of abdomen pain,
Mm-hmm.
straight after anyway. And then for a couple of days, it was just below my chest. I had this really, really horrible pain. And I couldn't get rid of it. And they were giving me morphine, and it was just coming straight back up. And I sat up and did the biggest burp I've ever done in my life. I was just full of gas, and instantly pain was gone.
Yeah.
And that was it. After that, I was just sort of onto a winner. I didn't really have much pain after that.
Was your surgery done laparoscopically? Kegel?
Say that again, sorry.
It's a mouthful, isn't it? It never comes out right. It was done by keyhole surgery.
Keyhole, yeah. Yeah.
You're just trying to get me to say that again. But it's the amount of gas they pump in, and every time I have it done, it always gets me in the shoulder blades.
Yeah, my shoulders are in agony.
Yeah.
Absolute agony.
Yeah.
But
Actually, someone told me a secret to that. If you're ever having keyhole surgery done, love heart sweets.
really?
Fizzes, yeah. I was stocked up on them before I went in for my surgery. And she said, yeah, if you go to get up or move about, because obviously moving helps release that gas. But
Yeah.
every time you get up to go for a wee, it'd be like, oh God, I didn't want to move. I've just put like 4 or 5 love hearts in my mouth and crunch them. And whatever the fizz does to the gas, it helps move it.
Yeah. Oh, right. Didn't know that.
Jumping the love hearts.
Yeah, shoveling them in.
Didn't even read them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did help. Did help. But I think once you kind of get day 10 after it, because it does drag on a wee bit. Day 10, you turn a corner, and I think it's like, yeah, I'm on the way up.
So I think I stopped all pain medication after day 4.
Mhm.
I just didn't feel like I needed it.
Mhm.
I had a problem with my drainage pipe that went in my stomach. It was causing me loads of agony, like loads of pain.
Mhm.
And I just said, this needs to come out now. Like, it has to come out. And the surgeon was sort of very, I'm not sure that's a great idea yet. But another surgeon sort of convinced him to get it out. And as soon as that was out, no more pain medication. I was absolutely fine.
So recovery at home, what was that like? Managing your stoma?
So I just wanted fresh air all the time. And luckily we had an old mobility scooter that my granddad had.
Mhm.
Because I had no energy. I couldn't walk. My muscle wastage was outrageous. So every morning before my dad went to work, he'd stick me the mobility scooter outside.
Yep.
So I could just jump on the scooter and I'd just go for hours
Mhm.
and just get fresh air, listen to podcasts, just get back out. And it was so good for like my mental health. And then I was eating 3,500 to 4,000 calories a day, just absolutely hammering food. I'd get to a point where my stomach would hurt because I'd eaten so much. And then once I got to about 66 kilos, I started leveling out a little bit. And so I wasn't eating so much. I knew my weight was creeping back up.
Mhm.
And I've got back up to about 72 and a half, 73 kilos now,
Amazing.
without going to the gym and lifting heavy weights. I probably wouldn't get back up to 77 anyway.
Yeah.
And they took however much a large intestine weighs out of me. So that knocks a bit off.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think just getting home and recovering at home was so good for my mental health
Mhm.
because I had my family around me all the time. There wasn't constant beeping here and there, and that
Right.
was the worst part. Um, I had real problems sleeping in hospital,
Mhm.
and then I'd have the prednisolone did not agree with me at all. Like I just wake up in hot sweats. And then obviously I had to have a reducing dose when I got home. And I was grumpy on prednisolone. I was awful. So my family didn't enjoy me for a few weeks, but once I'd come off that, I was back to my perky self and I was ready to conquer.
From an ulcerative colitis point of view, after surgery, how have you been?
I've not really had any problems since. Like, I don't really know what the problems would be because I've not had any.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of people do struggle with certain things after it, but I've not really had sort of any bad things come after surgery.
So I'm assuming they
Um,
took away the majority of your large intestine that had the ulcerative colitis in there. That was
yeah,
a problem, and left the rest.
yeah. So everything was pretty much taken away. So I've only got my stump left.
Okay.
So there's for me, I've not had a problem.
Yeah, that's good. Happy days. That's the way you wanted to stay.
Yeah, exactly. And that's yeah. I just try look after myself best possible. Get to the gym, go for my runs, still play rugby. Like it's it's not stopped me doing anything I wanted to do, apart from move to Australia, which is another story. But
Yeah, yeah.
um,
You were
yeah,
actually, were you going to move to Australia just after Christmas or around Christmas time?
so I was flying to Bali on the 16th of February. So like 10 days after I had my surgery, I was meant to go. Everything organised. I had a job out there. Everything was ready to go.
Mhm.
And then obviously it all went downhill. But now I don't like. I'm not craving going before because that's all I was thinking about was I want to go to Australia. I want to do this. I want to do that. Now I'm kind of like I've got a great job. Really, I love my job at the moment,
Mhm.
and I still get to play rugby. I've just bought a new house in Knaresborough, but I've landed on my feet weirdly, and I'm
Good.
kind of like, let's not let that stop just yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really enjoying how life is going, so feel just crack on and see how.
Coincidence. Yeah, just ride the wave and let it happen. So, yeah, you're back to rugby, just 12 weeks post surgery. You're playing rugby for Colostomy UK now.
Yeah, so
There's other
yeah,
different.
12 weeks post surgery, jumped back on the field, played against the Welsh select team. Um, Good fun. It, it was a good warm up for me to get back in because I hadn't put my weight back on fully.
Yeah,
Um, and it was quite a light game. So I felt like that was a good stepping stone for me.
yeah,
I played at quite a good level before surgery. So having that stepping stone for me to get my confidence back, to get back on the pitch was really good. And then I played a couple of games for a local team and I'm back this season, just re-signed for a team called Harrogate Pythons who play Yorkshire One. So jump back on the pitch with them and see how I get on for the season.
wow. So, like as you said, nothing is stopping you here. Especially with your job and things are concerned, you are traveling, and
Yeah.
your ileostomy doesn't get in the way of that. I mean, you just crack on with things, and
Yeah, absolutely. Like I spent a couple of weeks in Italy a few months ago. I've done Germany, done jobs in the UK, and it's not been a problem at all. Sometimes I might get a bit of peeling on around the stoma, but it's just from the heat and the sweat, and you expect it, don't you? So I've not had anything where I've been worried about at all. I'm flying, I'm doing everything that I would before, and it's not been a problem. Where
Yeah. And
before I thought, this is it now. Like, I'm not going to be able to do anything. But
yeah. Yeah. And
it's a lot of the time it's seeing people from before and being like, well, people who've got stoma, sorry, and being like, well, look what they're doing. I can do that. I was doing that before, and I get a lot of sort of inspiration from other people doing it. So like, there's a guy who is currently doing really well in the boxing scene, and he's got a stoma. Like, he's doing incredible things. And there's also a girl who plays for America Rugby. She's only 20, 21, and she plays for the national team. And she's amazing. Plays the same position as me. So it's like, well, if she can do it, I can do it. Let's get back on the pitch.
100%. And it's so encouraging to see other people out there, raising awareness, and, you've opted to go down that route. So I'm like, here you are in a hospital bed for 3 months, so poorly. And on the other side of that, you're like, well, I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to like turn it around into something good, where
Yeah.
you're advocating, you're raising awareness, you're playing for Ileostomy UK rugby team, and you're putting yourself out there, putting yourself into a vulnerable position that you
Yeah.
necessarily mightn't have done prior to getting sick.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, I've always been quite a confident person in myself. But I think you can go one of two ways after like a major surgery, and especially having a bag attached to yourself, a lot of people sort of fall back into themselves and sort of go into a comfort zone, where I just thought, I've never been like that, ever. So why change it now? Just get it out there, let everybody know how you're feeling and what's going on. And if they don't like it, they're probably not the people that you want to be with anyway. So go enjoy it and see what happens.
Let's talk about that confidence thing. What is it like then, relationship wise? Is that something that's been impacted? I don't know, even if you are in a relationship, since you've had your stoma surgery, if you are, how
Yeah, so I think for the first sort of, especially the first few months. Oh, I'll go back. So before I had surgery, I was with a girl, and we broke up whilst I was in hospital. No fault of her own, really. It was me being grumpy and basically being like, "You can do better than this now, because I'm gonna be," and that's where my head was at. Like, I'm gonna have a disability, and you don't want that. And post surgery, all I was thinking was like, how does someone love someone with a bag attached to them? And that was more me thinking about myself, of why would someone love me now? Like, why would someone want to do that? But I think once I came off all of the drugs and I started getting my own brain back, I was like, actually, this isn't always a negative. Like, I've got my life back, for one, and if I manage to get into a relationship, I manage to get into a relationship. Luckily enough, I have, and it's great, and we're doing great, and we're having a great time. But everyone struggles differently on how they feel about it, and I know people do struggle to think like, well, how am I gonna have intercourse or do this, do that? And it's kind of like, you find ways around it. Yeah, you'll be fine. Um, yeah, I've been speaking to a guy who has recently had an ileostomy, got ulcerative colitis. He was in the RAF, and he's still in,
Okay.
but he's recently had his ileostomy, and that was a big thing for him. Was I'm about to get married,
Yeah.
and he had a lot of worries. I said, mate, you do not need to worry. You will be absolutely fine. And as soon he had a similar thing to me, where as soon as he's left hospital, he's just like, right, now I'm going to go do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to train for the Ironman next year. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, do it, mate. Like,
You have to just
just
embrace it and keep like.
keep your head up and keep cracking on.
I think those are very plausible questions and thoughts for someone to have, and I think there isn't enough information out there. There's not enough education out there for people, post surgery, no matter what type of stoma surgery it is you have done. Um, and especially, I don't know, girls are more open. They're more, in tune with their thoughts, feelings, and emotions. They go to social media. They're not afraid to ask questions. Where guys are just different, And I don't know, is it the macho side of things of like you can't really be seen to be vulnerable?
Yeah,
I actually always see that as a strength in a guy whenever he can be in tune with how he's feeling.
yeah,
Um, so I think then when it comes to even guys going to social media, there's not a lot of people out there spreading awareness, raising awareness, able to answer those questions. Like, you know, other than the guy in the RAF, because he knows of you, who else would he go to ask those questions to?
yeah, exactly. It's a difficult one, isn't it?
Should the information readily available there that people can access those questions. So it's amazing then that you're able to actually be able to answer those.
Yeah, and I also think that is my sort of confident side of being like, guys, just ask me whatever you want. I'm gonna like answer it as honest as possible, and I'll tell you all about it and help you out in whatever way you need.
Yeah.
That I don't want to sort of beat around the bush with anything. I've got a very like no BS sort of approach to everything, and I'll just be like, well, this is how it is. This is how it feels. This is what you're probably going to go through, but it's all fine in the end.
Reality. It's the truth.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
feels it's going to get. I mean, and I would say one of the worst things someone can do is get in their head. So what you were saying there is about the relationship you were in before you had your surgery. You kind of give her a get out clause. Why would you want to be with me? Because I'm going to have a disability. I can fully get where and what was going on in your head. I mean, as someone who's been married for years, even in my head, I was like, what are you going? Like, that's it. Like, it's lights out for us. Like, what do you want?
yeah, yeah,
I'm like, I've had a hysterectomy and now I'm going to shit in a bag.
yeah, yeah,
Like, and he's like, what are you trying to do? Like,
yeah, exactly.
and I think when
It's
someone can understand where you have been and it's been so difficult, to this is life giving surgery.
yeah,
It's not changing surgery, but it for the majority of people, it's life giving surgery where it can drastically change things around. That guy asking the question, "Will I be able to have sex? Okay?" I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I'm clawing back how many years here after having my surgery. We're making up for it."
yeah,
Your sex life can only get better. It's what you make it. Choose
yeah,
inside your head and let it become you and eat away at you. Where you
yeah,
have all these thoughts and you're not accepting of your own body, or actually just embrace it. For I'm here. Like, I am here. I'm alive in the moment. You know,
yeah,
not sitting in that toilet multiple times a day.
yeah, exactly. And I always say to people like, if I don't have any problems with my stoma bag, I nothing really has changed for me. And right, I might have to empty it a few times a day or whatever, but the only difference is I have to change it every other day
Okay.
and empty it. Everything else is exactly the same for me
Mhm.
now.
Mhm. Yeah.
It takes a while to get there, but everything is the same. So I don't need to see it in a negative light. it's given me the ability to carry on with life instead of sort of disabling me,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I was more disabled before than I am now.
Absolutely. Definitely. Yeah. So you're sharing your journey on social media. For those that are listening and watching, it is Soldier to Stoma on Instagram, and Mikey's handle will be tagged below in the show notes, so you can go over and give him a follow. Mikey, let's talk a little bit about that. Soldier to Stoma, where did that come from? And why did you kind of start going to social media then to share some of your story?
Originally, me and my brother were sat in hospital, and he said, "Well, what are you going to do for your time recovering?" I said, "Don't know, eat." He said, "Well, why don't you just do something for social media to keep your mind occupied?" And I said, "Right, well, what do I call it?" And then we started trying to come up with names, and he just said, "Why not Soldier to Stoma?" I'm like, yeah, pretty catchy. Let's do that. So then he created the page,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just carried on with it. Started making little videos, and it to start off with, it was an update of what's happened to me. So I made quite a long video, and it was more to show everybody what I'd just been through.
Mm-hmm.
And then I made another video, and then made another video, and it was very good for me to think, like, what can I do? What can I show people that I'm doing, that if they're in a similar situation, they can crack on and do? So I thought, right, I'll come up with this idea and I'll just go do that, and all. Because I don't feel like there's enough out there, especially for men.
Mm-hmm.
There's Mr. Colitis Crohn's, which is he's really good, but really, there's not much going, and if it is, it's not funny. Like, there's no sort of chilled out factor to it. It's very
Serious.
more educational, where I try to have a little bit of a joke with it,
Yeah.
because that's just me.
Yeah.
Um, so I just carried on with it, and I thought, oh, I'll see how it goes. And recently, uh, BBC got hold of me and said, "Will you be able to do a piece on you playing rugby again?" I said, "Yeah, fine." So I did a big interview, dragged my mum into it, dragged my sister into it, and really got going with that. And no, it was really good. Really enjoyed it, and I am still enjoying it. I've been quite quiet recently, just because just needed that right relax, and I had a very sort of the run up to doing the interview was very sort of hectic, and getting everything sorted, make sure everything was gonna be done, and the argument with my mum to make her get onto the interview. But no, I just thought, right, I'm gonna take a couple of weeks, just relax, chill out. But got a few things coming up just to keep it ticking over, and having a little laugh with other people.
Yeah. Good job. Well, I love that you're, using your tough times to turn it into something really, really good. It's amazing that you've
Thank
got
you.
involved with the rugby team and your voice is being heard. Getting on that interview with BBC was amazing. I mean, I watched it a couple of times and showed Mr. K the video, and I was like, come on, watch Mikey. And I was like, oh, lad, good job. So it's really, really encouraging to hear and see, because there aren't enough male voices um, out there, to raise awareness for stomas and inflammatory
Yeah.
bowel. For some people, it's horrible. It's absolute horrific journeys that they have to go through. And I go back to the very start of this, whenever you were like, "Oh, I just got sick for a few months and then had surgery and I'm cracking on with things." Like,
Yeah.
you were dying. You were so unwell. And you
Yeah,
couldn't
well,
write it off. You're so dismissive of it. But that could have been a very different story. Had you got septic and something had it been different, if you hadn't had the surgery when you did have it, things could have been very, very different for your mum, for your sisters and your brother.
yeah, exactly. And I know I'm a lucky one in that. And don't get me wrong, I didn't go through it without any sort of mental health questions because I think everyone has that.
Mhm.
Um, but I think one thing that I got from my military career was just see the brighter side of things. Um, and I had them mates that would give me a call and take the mick out of me a little bit, and that's exactly what I needed.
Yeah, yeah,
And I was just lucky to have that, really, of my old army mates giving me a buzz and calling me a shitbag. Oh, you're still a shitbag with a shitbag. And just enjoying it, and that lifts me more than someone sort of being a bit soft with me. I
yeah.
don't
Yeah,
trust
that's your
that.
personality. That's who you are. What you
Yeah,
dish out.
exactly.
So, it's like it's what you need in return. I think
Yeah, exactly.
you're very
But
straight.
yeah, I don't like to dwell on things either. I think it's happened, so let's
Mm.
move on and enjoy it.
Next. Yeah. So you're on to the next chapter. It's not Bali right now or Australia.
Yeah, so Australia's turned off for now. Maybe a nice holiday will sort that out, but the moving there is being turned off. And as I said, I don't dwell on things, but I'm not sad about it because I'm on my feet, I'm having a good time. And I think my friends that live over now are seeing that of he had a bit of a bad situation. He's on the other side of it. He doesn't want to now come to Australia, but I'm sure he will come for a trip at some point. Um, so just
Yeah, you're at a
getting
different,
ready.
different stage in your life as well, and
Yeah, exactly.
your thoughts on how you view life and everything post surgery is very, very different to, young, free and single and kind of feeling healthy. It's completely
Yeah,
different.
exactly. Exactly. But I feel healthy now, so we're all good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, Mikey, if there was a little golden nugget that you could give your younger self, like I don't know, maybe going back before Christmas, um, you know, what would it be?
It would be me when I was in hospital, and just to say to myself, the pain isn't worth it. Once you get this operation done, you're going to be all good. So smile and get it done. Because I spent 7 weeks in absolute agony without needing to be in any pain. And now I feel great. And there was nothing to worry about.
At the end of the world, sure, it doesn't define you.
No, exactly.
I love that. Well, Mikey, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your stories. Folks, remember that we are not professionals. We're just sharing our own personal experiences. And if anything that Mikey has shared today has resonated with you and you have questions, reach out to him on social media, pop him a question. But do go and seek that medical professional help from those professionals who can help you, especially if you're symptomatic or you're in any doubt that there's something else going on in your body. Go and get the help that you deserve, and always remember to advocate for yourself because you matter. But yeah, Mikey, it's been great hearing your full story. Keep being you, keep working on that house, and loving your travels with your job and everything. And we wish you every success in your rugby career, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, stay healthy and keep being you.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Guys, that's it from myself and Mikey today. Do come back to join us for another episode next week. But until then, it's over and out.